Well, Pastor Mai, good afternoon and welcome to the Arbory Parish Hall for the next in our Village Hall series.
Oh, it's so exciting here already. I can see bells laid out for bell ringing. We've got a 47-strong school choir on their way to sing for us. We're going to be finding out all about the history and the community here in Ballabeg.
We really are looking forward to it. I do think there might be some tea and cake as well. But first of all, to get us in the mood, here is a little Village Hall song.
Abbey Dental, sponsors of Late Lunch for all aspects of today's dental care. Highly recommended throughout the Isle of Man.
We are the Village Green Preservation Society. God save Donald Duck, Vaudeville and variety. We are the Desperate Dan Appreciation Society. God save strawberry jam and all the different varieties. Serving the old ways from being abused. Protecting the new ways for me and for you. What more can we do? We are the Draft Beer Preservation Society. God save Mrs. Moss and good old Mother Riley. We are the Custard Pie Appreciation Consortium. God save the George Cross and all those who own Avenue. We are the Sherlock Holmes English-speaking vernacular. God save Fu Manchu and Moriarty and Dracula. We are the office block persecution affinity. God save the little shots, China cups and virginity. We are the skyscraper condemnation affiliates. God save Tudor houses, antique tables and billiards. Serving the old ways from being abused. Protecting the new ways for me and for you. What more can we do? We are the Village Green Preservation Society. God save Donald Duck, Vaudeville and variety. We are the Desperate Dan Appreciation Society. God save strawberry jam and all the different varieties. We are the Village Green Preservation Society. God save Donald Duck, Vaudeville and variety. We are the Village Green Preservation Society. God save Donald Duck, Vaudeville and variety. God save the Village Green.
Well, that was a
Hello
good
and
song.
welcome. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were just listening to the song in the background there. I love that tune. That was the Kinks and Village Green Preservation Society, which fits so well with what we are doing today because it talks about the nature of village halls and the nature of the village and sort of how important it is to have community. So we thought that would be a great opener to today's show, which is coming to you live from Arbory Parish Hall.
And I just want to say a huge thank you to Jane Glovert for organising today. We have got so many people to speak to, and we're going to be finding out why this is such an important hub in this community. So much happens here, and things actually you wouldn't necessarily think of.
I know, exactly. We're going to be finding out about all sorts, from judo to Tai Chi. We've got some bell ringing. There's all sorts we're going to be talking about today. And we've got some wonderful photos as laid out. If any of you heard or saw, because we are on Facebook Live, we should say as well, thanks very much to Ben Hartley. If any of you heard or saw the broadcast from the Braid Hall, which was last month, they brought along some photos and some paraphernalia and books and history about the Braid Hall. And Jane has done exactly that today. She set out 2 tables worth of information for us and some cracking photos. Highly recommend you go onto Facebook after the show and check all of that out.
And I think she said she found these in her granddad's garage.
She did.
It's amazing.
Oh, just wonderful. And I have to say, it's lovely looking at some of this as well, because as I said at the top of the show, especially for me, I love being here because I went to Arbory Primary School and spent a lot of time in Ballabeg and in the whole parish really as a child, and so it's lovely to come back.
And they let you back in.
I know, I've had a few rum looks from people.
Well, speaking about Arbory School, we have got the Arbory School Choir here this afternoon. This is the Key Stage 2 choir, so years 3, 4, 5 and 6, and they are going to perform for us.
They are. Before you sing, just say hello, everybody. Such smiley children. This is wonderful. So we're going to have a song from them, and then after that song we are going to have a quick chat with conductor Julie Young and also head teacher Jonathan Ayres. But I think to start our show it would be lovely to have the Arbory School Choir singing for us. So please do take it away. Applause for the Arbory School Choir. That was wonderful.
Absolutely incredible way to start the show. Thank you so much for that.
And we're here with conductor Julie Young. Mrs. Young, that song in particular, so that's called I Am the Earth.
Yes.
That seemed like a really quite poignant song for these times.
It did. It was actually written in 2008 for the Year of the Earth, but we thought it was really, really suitable for the time at the moment and all of focus on reducing plastics and waste and things. So it's really nice because the choir's in two parts. You'll have heard one part's the earth and one part of the children of the earth.
And it's a good, strong choir. How many children have we got here today?
47.
It's a good job the Arbory Parish Hall is a decent size to fit these, not just the children, but the voices in. They are a fine voice. And I believe they've been very busy this week, which we're going to find out more about in
Well, I
just a
think
second.
they have. Yes, Jonathan Ayres is head teacher. I mean, you must be so proud of them listening to that.
Oh, it's great, and listening to them here, you know, you're kind of well up inside because they've done such a great job, and they've had a busy week. Yeah, they've been at the Manx Folk Awards all week, so we've had music making, dancing, Manx speaking. We've had the reception class there as well, doing some Manx dancing. So it's been a busy week for us up in Douglas, really, backwards and forwards, and it's been quite successful as well. We've had some winners, so that's been good.
Okay, would you like to name some of the winners?
Oh, we had the Year 6 girls, one of the Manx dancers with Cardio and Nan, and we've got one of our Manx speakers at the front there who won the Year 3-4 reading. Noah's at the front there. He's wearing his medal this afternoon because he's so proud of himself.
And just tell us what it was that you won.
I won from the Manx Folk Awards this medal here. So.
And what was it for?
Manx speaking.
Can you say hello, how are you in Manx for us? Oh, we've got another little girl's put a hand up here. Do you know how to say it?
Mara my kissed out.
Oh, brilliant.
Well done. The reason I ask you that is because we were set a challenge this week and we had to try and learn some Manx. And so we learnt Moramai Kistau, Tammy Brow. Do you know what that means?
Faster my.
Good afternoon,
Yeah.
We weren't very good, actually, to be honest. I'm just wondering, Jonathan, how important is this parish hall to Arbory School?
Well, we're right at the centre of the community, really, and we're involved in lots of things that the Arbory Commissioners do. So we work in partnership with them, and the parish hall is important to us because we come here, we take part in the Christmas concert. Father Christmas comes to meet all the children as well at Christmas, and we gather here for Loch Columcille because we've got that coming up now, so that's the next big event that we're all practising for, after the Guild, of course. And so, yeah, it's, again, another centre point of the community that, you know, we use. We come together to use the hall. You know, it's great.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much to all of you for being here this afternoon. We are going to have another song in just a while, but first of all...
Well, speaking of Arbory Commissioners, as we mentioned earlier, Jane Glover from the Commissioners has spent a lot of time and effort putting this together for us today, and we're also joined by someone else who's on the Commissioners, who's a voice that is very familiar to our audience. DeHaven, hello.
Hello, first am I.
Can I just say, when I was doing the weather, I was so tempted to get somebody more professional to do it, perhaps.
How did she do with her weather read, DeHaven?
8 out of 10.
8?
Oh.
Why only 8? We'll talk about that afterwards.
So tell us a little bit about Arbory Commissioners then. What are some of your sort of duties and roles within the parish?
Well, increasing duties and roles in the parish, looking after the day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month affairs. So we collect the rates, that's most important. We need some money to do what we do, but the refuse collection is a big important one everywhere on the island, but we organise that with a contractor. We also look after cleaning the streets, essentially, with the street sweepers, the pavements, the hedges. We also arrange for the place to be lit up, so we part of the rates are spent on lighting the villages, Colby and Ballabeg, and the road in between.
And there was mention there of Loch Columcille, and that is it plays a huge part in the community here, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So it's a very good focal point for all of us to integrate. So it brings together Arbory Parish Commissioners, Arbory School, and all the other aspects in the village and the parish as a whole. It brings together the farming community and all the other people that live in the area. So there's something for everyone, young, old and in between. And of course, every year we invite some people to come and join us as we celebrate Loch Columcille.
Are you an Arbory boy yourself?
Well, strangely enough, I'm not. I'm a Castletown boy, but I did move to Arbory in about 1990, and after about 10 years I gained residency, and I'm still working on getting an Arbory Parish passport.
I need one of those. I remember Loch Killy doing the Melia and the cream teas and everything. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. We're going to be talking more about Loch Killy a little bit later. But Adi mentioned farming. I'm just going to speak to somebody who is involved in that around these parts. Who are you?
I'm Stephen Gorn, Vice Chairman of the Commissioners and dairy farmer at Poolvash.
So this area, this whole parish is hugely important to you.
Yeah. It's important to the Isle of Man that the public need to support the farmers, otherwise they have to rely on imports for food, and our home produced food is a lot better than you'll get from anywhere else.
It certainly is. It's just so wonderful how many people there are here today. We're going to be hearing some bell ringing in just a moment.
We are. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. But let's just take a quick break and we will be back just after this.
The Mission Station, Manx Radio.
Abbey Dental, sponsors of Late Lunch for all aspects of today's dental care. Highly recommended throughout the Isle of Man.
And welcome back to the Arbory Parish Hall, where it is buzzing this afternoon, and it really does show just how intergenerational this space is. We've heard from the Arbory School Choir. We're going to hear from them again in just a moment. But some rather different entertainment now, Christy.
We have handbell ringers with us. It is wonderful to see everything laid out here. Would you like to introduce yourself for me, please?
I'm Mary Kringle, and I'm the leader of the Handbell Ringers.
And we know you very well, Mary Kringle. I didn't know you were involved in handbell ringing, which is fantastic. What are we going to hear first?
We call it our sort of a theme tune. We always start off with it, and it's trumpet tune, which is based on trumpet voluntary, really.
Fantastic. Handbell ringers, please do take it away. Wonderful.
Absolutely wonderful. Mary, tell us a little bit about your group. How many members do you have?
We're 10 in total. We started in 1994 with a set of 15 bells, which for performance purposes were incomplete because you're stuck with one key, and to the listener gets a bit boring. So over the years we brought in bells, and we now have 30 in total, which extends the amount of music we do, which is very good.
And how musical do you have to be to start off with to be able to pick this up? Because it looks fairly complicated.
When we started, the very first performance we did, I had notes written on a roll of wallpaper, which was laid over an easel, and I pointed to each note and they followed that. But over the years, I'm very proud of my ladies. They've all learned to read music, so makes it much easier.
Sounds absolutely wonderful. Now, how often are you here in the parish hall?
We perform usually at Christmas time, yeah, and our annual WI concert, which is very popular at the end of February.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much to you for performing that for us now. Just absolutely brilliant.
It's such a lovely sound, isn't it? It's really nice. And that was, of course, Mary Kringle. We're also joined by Noel Kringle. Don't be running away. No, it's lovely to speak to you about this. One of the things that Jane told us about when we were organising this was the fascinating history of this hall. There's quite a poignant story to it, isn't there?
Well, there is, because in fact it was built for the parish by the Cool family, and the plaque is on the wall behind you now, and it's in memory of Henry Stuart Cool, who lost his life in the First World War, and Robert Cool, his father, built the parish hall, and alongside the parish hall, of course, 2 houses, and it was built as a memorial hall, and the 2 houses, one was for the caretaker of the hall, and the next door was rental income, and the rental income of the house and the rental income from the parish hall was meant for the upkeep of the parish hall and the houses. Well, naturally they had to have trustees overlooking or responsible for the parish hall. So they had 5 trustees, captain of the parish for the time being, the vicar for the time being, headmaster of the school for the time being, and a representative of Bollabeg Methodist Chapel and Colby Methodists were the 5 people who were the trustees looking after the property. Well, as it happens, of course, over the years, those 5 trustees didn't have the income to keep the hall and the houses in a reasonable state of condition. It's just the passage of time. And the commissioners of the time, in the late 60s, early 70s, went to Chancery Court, and in the Chancery Court vested the parish hall, the houses, and along with that, the 2 other trusts in the parish, which was the Miss Briscoe Trust, who had a knitting circle in Colby during the Second World War, and the Hallamaclegg, which is the young men's reading room just further along the road here in the village. Dr. John Clegg left that, and so the 3 trusts were vested in the parish commissioners. And from that day forward, really, with thanks to the commissioners and thanks to the parishioners of Arbory, the value of the value now of the whole of the parish hall.
We're not entirely sure what that noise is. We're just going to assume it's sort of thunder or something. Yeah. Adi will probably be able to tell. Adi's running around trying to sort it out to see what it is.
We have too much technology around here, don't we? I mean,
I think we do. Oh, he sorted it out. He sorted out the thunder. But it's interesting, as we talked about at the start of the show, this is the Arbory Parish Hall. It's not Ballabeg Village Hall, because it encompasses the entire parish. So what sort of area does that actually take in?
What's the Arbory Parish? Well, everywhere from Airy Stain to Ronnig and down to the borders, right down onto the Strand Hall. You follow the Colby River all the way down. Well, not actually the river, but near enough where the river goes out onto the sea. At the bottom is the boundary between us and Rushen. And if you go the other side, you have the Dum River, and you have a boundary coming down that side. And the boundary really from that side is Carrickeel is on the other side. That side is in Maloo, but the rest of it is Arbory. So yes, we are the premier parish of the Isle of Man. No question at all about that.
And none of the other parishes are going to jump in on that at all, are they? I'm sure we won't get any emails or messages at all. It is a fascinating history and just a wonderful story as to why this hall is here, and it's a wonderful legacy as well.
Absolutely, and of huge value now to the parish and the parishioners. And wasn't it lovely that the children there were singing to us earlier, and they were actually singing about the earth and growing up, and the children growing, being the future. And that's exactly what we are now, the future of the parish.
Well, let's hear from those children again now. Mrs. Young, what are we going to hear now?
We're going to hear Rhythm of Life from the musical Sweet Charity. The children love this one. It's a bit more lively and they enjoy singing it.
Wonderful. Look forward to hearing it.
Ready to be hooked on new religions. Hit the road, Daddy.
fantastic. So brilliant to have the 47 strong choir here this afternoon. I know you have to head back to school now, but thank you so much.
And you should be so proud of yourselves. And I think as well, just as we were just hearing from Noel Kringle there as well, the nature of the songs in which they have sung today are just wonderful, talking about the future, talking about the planet, talking about unity and community, which is what these Village Hall programmes are all about.
And there's a real sense of identity, I think, and we're finding that in everybody that we speak to with regard to Village Hall. But Mr Kringle did mention the position of captain of the parish, and I'd just like to, he's trying to hide, Raymond Gorn, captain of this parish. Just outline for us what your role involves.
Well, it's a job to know what my role is. I'm supposed to look after the parish and keep everybody happy. Any disagreements or anything like that, it's supposedly, I'd say supposedly, up to the captain to sort of sort things out. But in a parish like Arbory, we don't have problems like that. And we're always proud of the school, and we're proud of everything that goes on in the hall here,
There really does seem to be an incredible sense of community.
Oh yes, without a doubt.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. We try and keep as you know, the village and the area is been a lot of houses built on it now, so there's an awful lot of people come from different directions, and when we get somebody that's new to the parish, we try and get them involved in everything that's sort of going on, especially with the Lake Columkill, and I think that's why it brings everybody together,
Oh, it's a wonderful space, and we're so grateful to you having us here this afternoon. We're going to be finding out about some of the events that are held here in just a moment, but let's take a short musical interlude.
That is Cecilia, Simon and Garfunkel, a cracking tune there. We are live from Arbory Parish Hall this afternoon.
And now, something very, very important, because there is a wonderful table to my left that has an array of teacups and some cake. And it's always important to have cake at gatherings like this. Anne Cottier from the WI, chair of the WI here. How important is this parish hall to you? Because we've heard about the magnificent concert that happens at the end of February.
Yes, we're very much part of the community here, and we have a fantastic concert at the end of February and have been running a concert for the last 45 years. And we spend 6 weeks practicing, dancing, doing sketches. We have the bells playing. We have a guest artist. We have a wonderful time, and everybody who comes to watch goes home absolutely elated and full of the joys of the laughter.
Do you know, I think everyone's always elated when the WI are at an event. I mean, you've got a great community feel here.
We have, yes. We've been going, it's our 50th anniversary next year. I've been a member here for 20 years, and we're very much part of the community. We've adopted the railway station, so we go down and we plant it all out with lovely spring flowers, and when the trains go past, we have a lovely display for them to look at. We're involved in the whole of the community. We support the commissioners. If anybody wants a cake or a cup of tea make, we get asked, of course.
Is there any chance of a cup of tea now, do you think?
Yes, definitely.
Not till you finish, Beth. You've got work to do. Oh. But what we're finding out about in these Village Hall series, and the Arbory Parish Hall is no exception to this, is the variety of things that happen here. And I'm joined now by two mini fencers. I'm delighted to say, what is your name?
Elsa.
And how old are you, Elsa?
8.
And what is your name?
Joe.
And how old are you?
10.
Okay, just tell me about what you are doing here, because you have some very interesting outfits on.
We're doing fencing.
And do you practice here, I take it? Is this what happens? Tell us, how often do you come here and do this?
I go on Tuesdays.
Yeah. And how long have you been doing it for?
About 2 years.
How about you, Elsa?
About 1 year. I started when I was 7.
You started when you were 7. Okay, what's the most difficult thing about it? What do you love about it most? I think she loves everything. What about you?
There's lots of new skills to learn, and new opportunities to make friends. And
oh, you wear wonderful outfits as well. Could we get a little bit of sound effect of you doing some fencing? Do you I mean, is there any sort of, no? Is that?
You've got protection on, so, you know, they are protected. Tell us about this. What is this?
So this is a foil. It's like sword fencing, like sword fighting.
But it's safe, isn't it?
Yes, it's safe.
Yeah, because it does have a little thing on the end to make it safe. And as you have these, tell us what this is in your hand.
A mask.
Yeah. And so obviously that goes on to protect your heads as well. And what is this that you're wearing?
Well, under it we've got a plaster on, and
yeah. So it keeps you all safe. That's the important thing. Brilliant. Well, you look fantastic, I have to say. And again, it's a perfect example of different things that happen here. Thank you for talking to us. Another thing that happens here is judo.
Yes.
Yeah, Richard, you're going to tell us all about the judo that happens here in the Arbory Parish Hall.
Yes, we're on Friday nights. We have at 6 o'clock we have the young children on the Kano class. They're from the 6 and 7 year olds. At 7 o'clock we have a little bit older, 8 years old up to 13, 14. And then we have the seniors coming on and the more experienced juniors starting at 8 o'clock.
Now, Richard, before the show started, you said you first did judo in around 1993 by accident. Would you like to tell us that story?
Well, basically, my stepdaughter, she wanted to be a Power Ranger. And we were living up in Ramsey. I knew nothing about karate or any martial arts. And the only martial arts club up there at the time was judo. And I started. I didn't like it because it hurt initially. But she stopped. I carried on. And yeah, that's why I got in by accident. But now I love it.
And how many members do you think you've got?
Round about 45 to 50. Predominantly aged between 8 and 13.
And you practice in here, so this really is the judo hub. And there's quite a bit of practicing coming in for a special event soon.
Yes, we have the seniors. We're training for the Island Games in July in Gibraltar. Recently, we've been away to Sheffield. And this weekend, we're away in Northern Ireland. Next weekend, there's a group going to Copenhagen. Again, this is all in preparation for the Island Games. So they've been training, practicing for the last 18 months.
How wonderful. And this goes on, and to be honest, it's not something that I've really heard much about.
No, we're trying to keep it secret because we do know that the other islands, they do monitor social media and they will be looking and researching, trying to find out what we do and how we do it. So we've kept a very low profile.
Oh, I love the thought of that. That's absolutely brilliant, Richard. Thank you so much. If anyone's interested in joining your judo club, can they just come along or do they need to get in touch with you first?
Well, they need to get in touch because we have a waiting list, particularly for the juniors. Seniors, again, because we're training hard, it is difficult to have novices on the same mat as people who are practicing. So they need to get in touch so we can arrange another coach to be here with us.
Wonderful, Rich. Thank you so much for speaking to us this afternoon.
Now, I've spotted two people here who are lingering near these wonderful photos and historical information that Jane Glover brought down for us earlier. So, Miles and Lady Mary Walker, thank you so much for joining us. Just tell us what's been catching your eye here.
Well, I was looking at the Colby Methodism and its buildings, which were written by Jane Glover's granddad. And it's a very interesting story. And there's one there at the parish of Arbory, which shows the map, where we have a little tiny bit of coastline there, and then it goes right up into the hill, so it's a long, narrow parish.
It has been noted that the shape of the parish looks very much like the entirety of the Isle of Man.
Well, I'd never noticed before, but so it does. Yes,
so
it
tell
does.
us about your family and involvement in this area over the years.
Well, my family came to Bell Abbey and Colby in 1920. So next year, they've got a sort of 100th anniversary, and I brought Mary over from Peel.
About a long way.
Yeah.
It was a long way, Mary. How did you adapt?
Oh, with difficulty.
And you have some involvement with the Colby Football Club.
Yes, I again took over from Mr. McPhee as a trustee of the club when he stood back, and have been involved since, I think, about 1976 or 77. And I'm still sort of chair the trustees meetings. And, of course, we've redeveloped the ground recently. And we've now got 3 pitches, an all-weather pitch and a lovely clubhouse. And it's a fantastic facility. So that's changed beyond all recognition. The first clubhouse that I remember was at the Glen Road field. And I'm told it was used as a workman's hut when they built Kringle Reservoir. and it was brought down on the back of a tractor and trailer in bits and erected. And that served the club for quite a long time.
Fantastic. And again, do make sure that you go over to our Facebook to check out the streaming and the videos and the photos that we're putting on there, which you can do either now or after the programme, because as we are seeing, there are some wonderful photos of the history of Arbory Parish that Jane has brought down here.
And something else we've heard about a lot this afternoon is La Columcille, and we are joined now by Brian Ray. What is your connection to this?
I'm the president currently. We've heard a lot about community. The word community has been used quite a bit this afternoon, Beth, and I think that sense of community sort of culminates on an annual basis with our celebration, our parish festival, La Columcille, which is these days normally held on the last Thursday in June, this year the 27th, here in Bollabeg as it happens. And we've had the children here this afternoon as well, and they're very, very, very much part of that celebration too.
And what sort of things can you see at La Columcille?
There was a poem written about La Columcille by a gentleman called Mr. Pemberton some years ago, and he said the underlying premise, I suppose, of La Column was to meet, eat and compete. And so those three words really sum it up for me. It's a great gathering of the parish people. We have lots of competitions, whether it be sports or crafts or cookery or whatever. And then, of course, we always have our big tea tent. So that's about it in 3 words: meet, eat and compete.
Sounds absolutely wonderful. I just want to talk also, if we head over to this corner over here, we'll talk about some of the events that are held in here. We're going to find out now is about ballroom dancing.
Correct, that's correct.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Bob Richardson. I'm the organiser of the, on the ballroom dancing. I come here on Thursdays and Fridays and teach private lessons and classes.
Ah, are you the dancing man that we've heard about?
That's right.
We found him.
Finally found you. We were. Yeah. So how many people do you tend to get along here?
Well, I've just got a few today. We've just got 2 couples, three couples really, haven't we? And myself, you know. So if you want to play some music.
Oh, do you know what I think we might have to do for some exclusive content after the show is get some music
on. We could make that our exclusive content.
I mean, how likely do you think it would be that we could learn some moves?
Oh, it's very easy.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Superb teachers, of course.
And how did you get into ballroom dancing?
Through Bob, really. When he came to the island to teach ballroom dancing, I've always wanted to do it. And I learned ballroom and Latin from Bob, and I've been lots of lectures, and I've been to the international competitions to watch in Blackpool, which is the mecca of dance, and got so interested I became a teacher myself and took my qualifications, and I now help teach the adults with Bob, and we've got quite a few big classes now in Arbory and down at Colby Methodist Hall.
How wonderful. Well, I look forward to having a little bit of a go at that. I have got 2 left feet. I'll just warn you that now.
Oh, no, we can teach anybody.
Okay, you sound very confident, very confident.
Just wait till we get the exclusive content later.
My goodness. I'm just wondering, is there anybody we've missed who has an event here? Because it just feels like we are just scratching the surface of what goes on here.
This gentleman over here, super quickly. What is your name, sir?
Alan Williamson. I take the Tai Chi class on a Wednesday.
Of course, there's Tai Chi as well. And how well attended is that?
It varies considerably, but sort of hardcore about half a dozen. There can be 3 or 4, there can be 8 or 9.
And what is the most important thing about Tai Chi? What does it actually do for us?
That depends what you want to do. It is a martial art. Some people do it for the martial aspects, but most people tend to do it now for the exercise and the health-giving benefits of it. So it's nice and slow. It's one of those things that you can do. Anyone can have a go. It doesn't put your blood pressure up. It doesn't put your heartbeat up or anything. So it's very good exercise all round.
Oh, so many things happen here. It's fantastic. Thank you very much for that.
We are going to finish in just a moment with another performance by the Bell Ringers. But Tim Glover's here, and you've got something rather green in your hand.
I have indeed. Now, this is a bit of a quirky story, but Jane's asked for it to be told. The story of Peter P. There's Children at Grin, which is a group that parents and pre-primary school youngsters, they tend the gardens at Arbory School. They're learning all about plants and vegetables. They planted peas out of season early this year, and Jane planted one in the greenhouse at our home, and it has flowered and produced fruit. That was picked this morning, a pea out of season.
Absolutely
Amazing.
brilliant, just wonderful. Look, thank you so much to the Arbory Parish Hall for having us here this afternoon. Thank you to Matty Cunningham, our location engineer, Ben Hartley for producing all our social media, because you will see lots of photographs and video on Facebook
content, yep.
And on the portal as well. And thank you also to Alex for producing the show back at Broadcasting House.
And a huge thank you to Jane Glover, who basically organised this entire event for us today. Jane, you're a superstar. And don't forget, there'll be a podcast as well.
A ballroom podcast.
A ballroom podcast as well. And the leftovers, late lunch leftovers from all of this week as well. But I think it would be fabulous if we could finish the show with some music. So we're going back to the handbell ringers. Ladies, thank you so much. Please do take it away.